Welcome to the first trading and business day of the current week. We're now effectively in the third week of December. Welcome, everyone. We're looking at a very interesting week to look at starting from today. So we welcome everyone to the show. I am Bosun Omofaye. Let's look at a very important piece of news. Petrol queues, the long queues are returning to petrol stations in Nigeria's largest cities of Lagos and Abuja over the weekend. And, of course, some of you have seen that today. If not, you've heard that in the news what's happening in Lagos. Fears that senior oil workers under the umbrella of Pengassan, that's the Petroleum and Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, that's what Pengassan stands for, will make good their threats to start strike action across the countries starting from today, Monday the 18th. The senior oil workers says they are down in tools on allegations some of their members were unjustly terminated by a private oil firm by the name Nekonde Energy Limited. It says they are standing together with their colleagues who were unjustly removed by that, sacked by that company. Pengassan told oil retailers, according to media reports, to down tools as the State Oil Corporation, the NNPC, and the Department of State Services are holding truce meetings between all parties to ensure this problem just coming a week to Christmas. By this time next week, we'll be looking at a very the Christmas holiday here in Nigeria, and a number of countries around the world. The business and markets will be closed. So this is a period when schools are currently on holiday, and then a lot of businesses will be wrapping up this week for the long holiday weekend, some until the new year. It's a very wrong time when the petrol queues returned. We had a very slight of this about 2 weeks ago. Then it was quickly resolved. They went to some normalcy. Then now the senior oil workers are now taking everyone back to the barricades. And that's the situation as we have it. Now, you can find out more about that in our regular news bulletin as we start today's business day and a regular news programming here on Channels Television. Nigeria's lower house of legislature is expected to resume sitting tomorrow, Tuesday the 19th, and continue their debate on the budget 2018 proposals. 2 weeks ago, the legislators suspended registration after they agree on the basic budget assumptions in the proposals presented to them by President Buhari. They agree that the output be at 3 million barrels per day, including crude and the condensate, which is gas, basically. The real GDP growth outlook for 2018 was also estimated at 2.3% by the Buhari's administration, as well as inflation outlook. But the reps decided to raise the target of price of crude to $47 per barrel against $45 per barrel presented by the Buhari's administration. The reason for that was because the legislators said they are very optimistic that the current oil price rally will continue into 2018. So they decided to top up Buhari's $45 per barrel to $47 per barrel. We'll take a look at what the legislators are doing from tomorrow. Then we'll look at the upper house, which is also the Senate, and put the two together. Meantime, the passage of the budget 2018 before December 31st, 2017 looks now very unlikely, throwing the federal government's new January to December budget calendar plans into disarray. President Buhari's administration was looking to start a new budget calendar or return Nigeria to the budgetary calendar of January to December months, 12 months. But now that looks most unlikely that the legislators will pass the budget before December the 31st and get it signed by the executive all within the next, how many days is that? We have just about 12 days to the end of the year. Okay, let's move on. Look at the market. As far as the bond market is concerned, President Buhari has been taking a lot to do with the bond market. So what do we have today, starting from today on the market? The FMDQ OTC Securities Exchange will this week, Thursday to be precise, the 21st, list $3 billion Eurobond that was floated last December. That bond will be floated on the FMDQ Securities Exchange, as well as the $300 million diaspora bond that was also floated. globally and listed on the London Stock Exchange, now to be listed on the FMDQ OTC Securities Exchange. The ceremony on Thursday, they will be admitting those 2 bonds, and they are also available for traders who are interested in them. So that's on one side. But starting from today, the book building for the first tranche, that's about 10.69 billion naira of the Buhari's 150 billion green bond program, begins today, and that will run through the week. The government is looking to raise money for sustainable energy projects contained in the budget 2017. So the green bonds we've been talking about for a week about or thereabout is to finance projects relating to hydro and solar and others within the budget 2017. The budget 2017, we're still not really sure what is the lifetime or lifespan of that budget that's currently running about 7th month since it was signed in the month of June. So there's still a lot there as far as the budget 2017, but the government is moving ahead with this money, the bond, that will go into part of the capital projects in terms of sustainable energy in that particular budget. The road shows that were held in Lagos and Abuja last week by the debt office was to woo institutional investors into this bond, and we'll talk about that in the second part of the program. Meantime, the Buhari's administration is making history as very amenable to bonds. So Buhari means bond. This administration has raised bonds like none other since the country's independence in 1960. And also, it has diversified the country's debt market by the variety of what we have. So look at President Buhari's bond menu. You want to take a peek. We have the diaspora bond. That's already in dollar terms and listed. You heard about that earlier. We'll list that on FMDQ. We've already listed that on the London Stock Exchange. Where then we have the Euro bonds that the administration has been tapping for the last 1 year. We've raised close to $5 billion under the Buhari's administration so far with the Euro bonds. Then we have the green bonds. Those with triple stars are the new